Hey guys, it's Army. I've been doing OFM for about 4 years now. I scaled my agency from zero to multi six figures, and I also helped scale many agencies. And the thing is, I saw so many agencies being stuck between 5 to 50k a month. So this video would be for those agencies, and I want to make sure that they're able to break out from this valley of death. That is how I call it. Because if you're doing under 5k a month, then you are basically in the grind phase because you are just like starting everything out. You are just trying this OFM stuff. You might have like one or two creators. You don't know what proxies are. You don't know how to do marketing. You are just like grinding and like trying to make at least some money. But if you're doing over 50k a month, then you basically have leverage because you already have big creators. You must have been doing this for like a couple of years now. Then you actually have the money to reinvest. But if you're doing between 5 to 50k, most commonly I saw that these agencies think that it's a hustle problem, that they are not working enough. And the other problem is they just keep doing the same things. But if you think about it, like if this work that you're doing right now brought you to 5 to 50k a month, if you just keep doing that same shit, it's not going to grow to six figures. Because if you want to grow there, you have to be doing different things than what you are doing right now. So let me break down the most common causes of why you are stuck at that level. The first, which I love the most, is going to be the management layer. They have no managers. All they have is a couple of VAs, and that's it. They just hired for some of these shitty tasks, for example, posting on IG or editing the content, some of these basic stuff, but they actually don't build up a team. So what they have is like a flat organization structure. Here's the CEO at the top, and under him or her, there are many VAs who are just doing the shitty work. But the problem with this is you, the agency owner, is managing the team, managing all of these people from the IG poster, Reddit poster, editor, and like everyone else, and also the creators too. You're managing the team. You're also reviewing all the shift reports, if they did the work, what was happening that day, all of this day-to-day stuff. You have to check every post. Did they post on IG, on Reddit? Is there like any bans? Again, all this daily stuff. And you're like, as I mentioned here, handle all the daily issues. So you're just getting so many messages every single day that the account is banned, or I have to register a new account. What should I do? All of this shit. But if you want to grow over 50k a month and actually have a good agency, then what you need is a hierarchical structure. Sorry for my English. So with this, as you can see, here is the CEO at the top. Under the CEO, there are managers who are managing all these lower level employees. So with this, the managers who are like higher level are managing the team. So not the CEO managing all these people, but these few are managing all of the other ones. The CEO can focus on how to actually grow, because with the previous one, the CEO is only focusing on keeping afloat, making sure everything is like running steadily. But in this case, the CEO can focus on growing the agency, hiring better models, hiring the best people, focusing on better marketing, focusing on actually how to grow the agency. In this, the managers make sure that everything is running smoothly. This is what I also have in my agency. I have a manager for Reddit, for IG, for SFS, for GGs, and for all of this stuff. And under the managers, there are going to be the low-level VAs. And I'm only being contacted, and I'm only keeping in contact with these managers in the middle. So this was the first issue. The second is going to be having a broken foundation. So most agencies, they actually don't have like SOPs. So we just have to think about what might happen if, let's say, your Reddit VA leaves. Then you have to find another one, and you have to spend weeks on training that VA. But if you build out good SOPs, that if you just give it to a VA, then that VA knows already what to do, then in the future, you're just going to save yourself so much headache, first of all. And second is you're able to grow quicker Because if you need like a new VA, here's the SOP, good luck. The second is going to be inconsistent promo. Let me just inconsistent promo. So with this, what I mean is they are just might be posting, there might be some content that they are doing. We should try out ads a little bit later, like not really consistent at all. So because of this, they are not going to get consistent results. Next is going to be there is no proper onboarding with the creators. And with onboarding, it's not just about asking for the content, but also having like teaching the mentality for the models. First of all, like how to properly treat this business and how to actually make content. That's the funny part. Like everyone knows that they have to produce the best content possible, but no one is focusing on how to actually teach the creator on making the best content possible, which is like fucking hilarious for me. So this should be the number one thing that you're focusing on if you haven't started yet. So actually teach the creator how to do good content. But the other thing with this, again, I've like coached many agencies, and even the agency owners themselves don't know how to make good content. They just expect the creator to do it by themselves. So again, have proper onboarding, teach the creators how to make good content, how to treat everything, how to respond well, and like all this shit. The last thing, they have no proper structure, no proper system. So if we just go back in here, everything is just like a mess because the CEO is trying to handle everything by himself. So they have like no proper system for anything. Next is another one that I like is they have no data. So if you're moving just basing everything on feelings, then you are likely not going to make the right decisions. I have a client that we are consulting right now, and he had a really good SFS traffic source, and he was paying $1 per free sub. And he said that it's super worth it because last month he made 10K with it. We did some calculations if it's really worth it, and we figured out that he's losing 1K every single month. Because after the chatting fees, after the model gets his cut, all these taxes and like everything, he's actually losing money. But the funny thing was he did not have the data. So he wasn't able to do the right things. The other thing, like so many agencies, they don't know their LTV. They are just jerking off to this is the best ratio, but they don't know the LTV. LTV means a lifetime value of how much money a subscriber is going to spend. If you don't know this, then you don't know if the marketing is worth it or not. What's your KPI? Like again, tracking at least something, but most people, they are just posting some reels and hoping that it will go viral. That is not how a business works. Business doesn't depend on luck. They don't have a view to sub ratio. If I'm asking them like, how many views does it get for you to get a sub? They actually don't know. They're just like hoping that might be a sub comes in. They don't know their audience targeting. Another super common thing. They're getting millions of views on IG. They're messaging me, hey Army, I'm getting millions of views. What's wrong with my funnel? But the problem isn't with the funnel, it's with the targeting. Because they were getting 99% Indians. So like, obviously you're not going to get conversions, right? So everything was good, but the targeting wasn't. This is also, they did not know because they weren't properly tracking all the data. So the last one is going to be having an unbalanced roster. So again, you're building up an agency. In an agency, you should be focusing on having all the models in the same niche. Because with this, you are also building up a network. Think about it. You have, for example, 10 creators. All 10 creators are going to be, let's say, in a different niche. So like one trans, one BBW, one black, one male guy. Like all of them are going to be in different niches. Now the problem with this, you're not able to grow a full network. You're not able to do SFS between them. You're not able to do collaborations with them. And you constantly have to figure out all these different niches. But if you have one niche and you're just dialing it in, then you're going to have so much more advantage in the long run. Next one is they are just like signing more creators. Like if they just find one that just applies, looks decent, then just signing. but their whole process and their whole system cannot handle it. They haven't even scaled one or two creators. Like, they are just like signing more and more, because all the things that I'm saying right here, all of this shit, I have seen it with my own eyes, and I also made so many of these mistakes. I've been doing this for 4 years now, and in the first 2 years I wasn't making money because I was constantly making all of these fucking mistakes myself. And now, fortunately, I've grown all past this, so I'm able to teach it to you and make sure that you're not making the same mistakes that I did. So again, they haven't even scaled 1 to 3 creators, but they just want to get more and more and more and more. And the last thing is, like, connecting to this one, they don't have a proper scalable system. So if you just like keep on signing more creators with like a proper system, it's just going to fall off. And I've seen it with my own eyes also. So your question might be how to actually exit the 5 to 50k zone, how to exit this and grow to over 6 figures. So if you're already making many of these mistakes, then this is what I would do. This is the 5-step exit plan. First of all, audit the creators that you have. Let me drink another one. So with this, don't just look at the number and that's it. You first of all have to look at input versus output. So, for example, if you have a creator that makes you 5k a month, but it doesn't take you to do anything because you just have some chatting on and that's it, then the input from your part is going to be super low and output is decent. So I would recommend keeping that creator. Or if you have another creator who is still making 5k a month, but you have to hustle 24/7 because she's a pain in the ass, then the whole ratio of input versus output is going to be imbalanced. So in that case, you might be recommended to leave that creator. Next is going to be obviously the actual profit of it and the future potential. Because in so many cases, she might not be making money right now, but she might be in the future. So taking all of these 3 things into account when you're auditing the creators. Next is hiring proper managers, not VAs, managers who are going to take over all the daily managerial tasks. So making sure that everyone is doing the posting, everyone is happy, everyone is able to do their work properly, all the managerial things. Next thing is going to be optimizing the chatting. So ratio doesn't fucking matter. Stop giving me this 1 to 50 ratio, that doesn't fucking matter. I'm going to make another video explaining why it doesn't matter, but for the simplicity, for now, ratio doesn't matter. What matters is going to be the LTV. How much money you're able to make every single sub. Lifetime value. For free, you should be making between $3 to $5. Obviously, the more the better, and it also depends on the traffic sources. This is going to be in another video explaining like what should be the goal for each traffic source. But in general, if you should be making $3 to $5 on free and on paid $20 to $30. That means you have a decent chatting team. Obviously, the more the better, but this is like a decent amount. Step 4, focus on 2 traffic sources. Most people say focus on 1, but the thing is if you only focus on 1 and that one gets patched, then you are going to be back at square 1. So that is why I recommend 2 traffic sources, and we are mainly using Reddit and IG. This is just personally, these are the 2 ones that we are using, but apart from these, we are also doing GGs, SFS, and some paid ads. And step 5 is going to be tracking weekly everything. Fucking everything. Because if you're not tracking, then you don't know if you're actually growing. Obviously, don't just track how much money you have made, because that's like a super simple thing to do, but actually all the metrics. How many views you are getting, what's the conversion, what's the LTV, and like all this stuff. Make sure that you're getting all the weekly metrics. So yeah, that's about it. These were the main things that are usually keeping all these agencies stuck. If you want to work with me and my team completely one-on-one, not a circle jerk mastermind, not some course, but actual one-on-one consulting, then make sure to fill out the form below and we can see if we are the right fit for you. That's about it. See you guys.